Every successful airborne mission in World War II hinged not just on strategy and bravery, but also on the gear that soldiers carried strapped to their bodies. The paratrooper was often dropped into hostile territory, miles from reinforcements, with only what he carried. Beyond his rifle and uniform, there existed a small but vital package known as the Survival and Sabotage Kit. This forgotten bundle of tools was never meant to make life comfortable. It was meant to keep a soldier alive long enough to complete the mission. For serious history buffs and survivalists, examining this kit reveals how carefully the war planners thought about every scenario, and how soldiers had to adapt quickly in the most hostile conditions. Why this forgotten kit mattered in enemy territory. When paratroopers leapt from the skies into occupied Europe, they had no guarantee of supply drops or immediate contact with friendly forces. The survival kit had to serve as both lifeline and weapon. Its contents were chosen with precision, packing maximum function into minimal weight. Matches had to light under wet conditions, rations needed to provide energy without cooking, and tools had to be versatile enough for combat and sabotage. The forgotten kit served three primary functions: keeping the paratrooper alive if cut off from supplies, enabling escape and evasion, and giving him the means to disrupt enemy infrastructure. This last point is crucial. Paratroopers weren't only dropped to fight. They were dropped to cut rail lines, disable vehicles, blow bridges, and delay enemy reinforcements. The survival kit, then, was as much a toolkit for sabotage as it was for food and water. What was hidden inside the kit? The kit varied between nations, but Allied paratroopers were typically issued condensed items designed for covert use. A basic ration of high-calorie chocolate, sometimes mixed with vitamin tablets, kept soldiers moving when fresh food was impossible. Water purification tablets meant they could drink from streams without succumbing to dysentery. A small fishing line and hook allowed the option of catching food when evasion took longer than expected. But it was the sabotage tools that made the paratrooper's kit unique. Folded inside a pouch could be a length of primer cord, a compact block of plastic explosive like Nobel 808, and detonators that could be fitted quickly to destroy machinery. Wire cutters, small enough to fit in the palm, allowed soldiers to slice through communications or fencing. There were also simple tools, like a collapsible knife, a compass concealed in uniform buttons, and sometimes even miniature maps printed on silk so they wouldn't crinkle or get ruined in the rain. Each of these items was designed to serve double duty. The knife could cut parachute cord for shelter or slit a fuel line for sabotage. The wire cutter could prepare firewood or silence a communications post. Even the chocolate bar wasn't just food. It lifted morale during long nights of evasion. One striking example comes from the Normandy landings. In the first hours of D-Day, paratroopers from the 82nd and 101st Airborne Divisions scattered across hedgerows and villages, often without heavy weapons. Many of their early successes came not from firefights, but from sabotage. Using demolition charges from their kits, they destroyed bridges and cut key roadways, slowing German reinforcements. A small block of explosive hidden in the survival pouch could collapse a railway track in seconds, something that entire engineering units would later take days to repair. The kit was also about escape. In Holland, after Operation Market Garden faltered, isolated paratroopers used their silk maps and compasses to move back toward friendly lines under cover of darkness. Some evaded capture for days using only the food rations and water purification tablets from their kits. The fishing line and hooks, often dismissed as trivial, were credited with keeping men alive when larger supply drops failed. Looking back at this forgotten kit gives today's survivalists and gardeners insight into the mindset of minimal multi-use tools. The paratroopers didn't carry excess. They carried what was proven to work. That principle translates directly into modern preparedness. For instance, carrying a multi-purpose knife and a small set of fire-starting tools is far more effective than loading up on gadgets. Similarly, compact food sources like dried fruit, energy bars, or even traditional hardtack mimic the function of wartime rations by giving quick calories without preparation. The sabotage elements may seem irrelevant today, but they carry lessons in adaptability. Just as a paratrooper's wire cutter could cut both barbed wire and kindling, modern survival tools should be chosen for flexibility. Gardeners who prepare for emergencies might carry pruners that double as wire cutters, or tarps that serve as both ground cover and rain catchers. The silk map reminds us that durable, weatherproof planning is essential. Whether it's for navigating a forest trail or charting out irrigation channels in a garden. The paratrooper kit is often forgotten because it was overshadowed by the weapons and uniforms of the airborne divisions. Yet it was these tiny, easily overlooked items that allowed men to survive behind enemy lines and accomplish sabotage missions that shaped entire battles. They were not glamorous, but they were practical, and that practicality is what kept men alive. For historians, the kit is a window into the tactical thinking of the time. For survivalists, it is a reminder that the simplest tools often matter most. For gardeners and homesteaders watching today, the principles of compact multifunctional gear remain timeless. Whether facing enemy lines or poor weather in the back garden, the core lesson is preparation through efficiency. At its heart, this forgotten kit represents resilience, the ability to adapt, improvise and endure with only the bare minimum. That is why it deserves to be studied and remembered. If you found this breakdown useful and want to see more forgotten tools and survival secrets from history brought back to life, make sure to subscribe to In the Beginning and share this video with others who value real insight into the past. Keeping these lessons alive ensures we don't just study history, we learn from it.